Okay, if you are okay, I will start my talk. I would like to explain my point of view on what is Agile. Roberto before told us something about Agile, but I would like to give you my definition of Agile. What is it for me? For me, Agile is a business-driven, empirical process that has an effect. It shapes an organization culture. Empirical process, business-driven, that shapes an organization culture. What I mean by business-driven? There is a fact. Business is changing. The traditional economy is in a decline, is still in a decline. Not only because the latest session, the 2008 and 2011 crisis, but even in a longer period, the traditional economy is declining. What is the traditional economy? The traditional economy is the economy based on manufacturing, based on Taylorism, based on command and control culture. This is the traditional economy. But if the business is changing, something new appears. And even in this case, a new economy model has emerged in this period. And this economy model is called creative economy. Steve Dennings wrote a few books about this. He also has a wonderful blog on Fortune website. And he said that the creative economy exploits a constellation of technological innovation. And that is the why I'm talking here about this. The creative economy is based on technological innovation that helps to have a reduction in cost, size, and time. And also, this new economy, this creative economy, brings a new model of leadership and management. And this new way of leadership and the management are the key to have innovation, because innovation in this field is not an option. You could only innovate to survive. The only question is how I can innovate. And it's important to think of how innovate, because if you don't innovate, another one is innovating. And if another one is innovating, that innovation could be destructive, and could be destructive for your market and for the traditional economy. Just to give you some example, the electronic payment, all the new way you pay, that there are new services, for example, Stripe, or the form of micropayment, is destructive for the traditional economy, for the bank. I'm coaching a bank in this period, and they are really afraid about the new way of electronic payment. All of the mobile market has changed the market of server, PCC, are the traditional PC makers are in deep trouble because of the rise of mobile. The messaging system, you know that WhatsApp in a day has more messages than all the SMS with the traditional carrier. And SMS was a really gold mine for the traditional carrier. And that market is gone forever. Cloud is dramatic for the data center, server, operation. All of the startup ecosystem, of course, and open source. When even Microsoft is open sourcing its technology, it's clear that open source has a dramatic impact for a traditional economy. But what makes this company and this field so different? They have a different focus. They focus on a small set of features, but the one that are really valuable. WhatsApp is doing just one thing, messages. But they are doing it very well. And also, this company engage customer. They try to have and keep customer through an engagement. And they are based to a third principle, which is more a lean principle, is less is more. I build less stuff. I could be competitive if I build less stuff than others, but the right stuff and the valuable stuff. You know, any of you is of my age maybe remember Clippy in Word, the deadly bastard assistant Clippy. No value, no engagement, more instead of less. Yeah? This company doesn't think about Clippy. They think about core value. But, okay, we know this, but knowing this is not enough. Something is needed to be able to see the value, to engage customer, to build less. We need a process and a culture that enables this kind of innovation. The process. Which kind of process? The empirical process. Agile is based on the concept of an empirical process. An empirical process is a process with frequent inspection and adaptation, and the result, the output, are unpredictable and unrepeatable. What I mean? My way of doing, my solution is different from your solution. Even if we run the same inspection and the same adaptation, we find a different solution. Before Roberto told us about complex, complicated, we are working in this field. So we made inspection, adaptation, and different solution. But even if I rerun the same inspection and adaptation, I probably find a different solution because I have a different knowledge. But we have some few principles. There is no cowboy just try to do things and see what happens. So we have a few simple starting rules. We inspect the outcome and we adapt the process frequently. We change as Roberto told, change your way of working. Try, see, result, and change. Just to give you an example, the scientific method is an empirical process. And the scientific method works in a complex zone and brings it to the complicated. And we are in the same situation, because software is a discovery and a learning process. It's not like building a car, building a house. It's a completely different problem. So we need a completely different approach. And also, a scientific method, the empirical method, leads to creativity, because innovation needs creativity, but only learning leads to creativity. If you are not creative, you could not even innovate. You are just copying someone else's idea, maybe. So you need to be creative, to innovate, and you need learning to be creative. Maybe some of you could ask, creativity in IT? We are building software, we are not artists. I'm not so sure. Absolutely. I see a lot of creativity in our field. There is a lot of creativity to discover a model, to build a model, to build a model that mimics your real life. You should be creative to do this kind of work. You also need creativity on how you design UX, how you think about your customer and how the customer interact with your application. You need creativity to do that. But also you need creativity in the way you write code. Writing code is not a mechanical process. Because it's not like be on the catena di montaggio. You need a creativity to write code. to shape your code in a way that is able to grasp the problem and to resolve the problem. And last but not least, you need to be creative to make the system communicate together. We are more and more involved in many different systems that communicate together, that exchange messages. So you need to be creative in this field too, if you want to innovate. If you don't want to innovate, that is a completely different story. But, okay, so we need creativity. We understand that creativity is necessary. But we need an organization culture that enables creativity. An organization who is team-oriented. We strongly believe that the team is the focus of our process and our organization. That the sum of the single people is more and more powerful than the single one. And we need also to see that the whole process, I cannot be creative doing just my little task without knowing where the task fit in the old process or in the old product. So our culture focuses on the whole process. People should have the view of the entire process. And to do this, we ask organization to empower people. So we need to create a condition in which people could perform and be creative. And one of the conditions is that we let problems emerge. We are not avoiding problems. First, because if you spot immediately the problem is a small problem. But, and I think this is more important, problem is the first source of learning. Now, the people from Toyota, the one who invented the lean factory, say, if there is no problem, I have fear, because we are not innovating, we are not performing in an unknown field. If I don't have a problem, I don't have the source of learning. So let the problems emerge. Think about the problem, find a solution, because that solution is a step forward for you, your organization, and your product. So, in essence, our culture is based on collaboration between people in the team, between the team and the business, between the company and the customer, and also collaboration. So give the opportunity to the people to learn, to improve themselves, to know something new, to express themselves. And we think that this kind of culture is more effective than a culture based on control and roles. Okay, but how we do it in the end? How we inspect? We inspect generating feedback and collect the data. And we have a feedback. There is a feedback loop based on planning, code, speaking with the business, and do it and do it and do it again and again and again and again. But we also look for feedback in code, in how we write code, how we build product. And this practice, test-driven development, continuous integration, acceptance criteria, are cool, not because it's funny to use them. It's also funny. But the real fact is that all of this practice brings feedback. Feedback in a test, feedback if we brought something. And it's a quick feedback. I don't want to have a feedback in 6 months. That's too long. A month, too long. A week for the code is too long. Few minutes is good enough. Planning. We are based on short iteration. Scrum, extreme programming are all based on short iteration. Short because we need fast feedback. 2 weeks is enough. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, no, it's water for life, too long. Or you could plan using some other things like Kanban with no iteration at all. We need a different feedback even more fast. So we work in a flow-based way. In any case, we collect metrics, process metrics. How many stories, how many bugs, how many points, how many whatever. And we also collect metrics, try to collect metrics on the business side. We need to know how well we are performing in our business, because it's a wonderful feedback to improve our system. And also to have business metrics, we needed to have customer involvement. And the adaptation is done with iteration planning, the retrospective, which is the source of all the good new idea to implement the continuous improvement. Well, we needed to constantly improve or try to improve. And during the iteration plan, we change priority, we change scope, we change time, we change budget based on the feedback. Because we are moving in that field that Roberto told us before. And the action that we want to implement could be in any field. And that's why I need to have the whole view, like I told you before. But because we need maybe to and some action in the technical, which is our domain. So it's quite easy. In my domain, I work in my column for zone. On the process, which is mostly in my domain, but also in the business, which is maybe a little bit out of my column for zone. But if I have the whole view, I could make this kind of this decision. And I try, because I try, measure, does it work? I keep it. If it doesn't, I reject it and try another one. In 2 weeks, I could not make a huge mistake, even if something doesn't work. And for the continuous improvement, the first things I could do is adopt our well-known practice. For example, say, I don't know what Paolo did yesterday. I don't know what are you doing right now. That there is a well-known practice. It's called daily stand-up. Do it. Adopt it. Try it. You could read how it works in every book's website or whatever. Because it's a well-known practice. After a while, you will see that the well-known practice are good, but you need something more. So, create a new practice and try it. Try it on the field. See if it works. And if it works for you, it's okay. And maybe it will work for someone else. All the stuff about continuous delivery, continuous deployment are made because there was the need to be more fast to go in the production. And so someone invented this is a new practice. And probably you have the idea of new practice in your mind. Try it. Do it. Collect feedback. And we'll see. And probably you have a wonderful idea. And last but not least, after a while, drop no more useful practice. Maybe the practice had a meaning when you adopted it, and now it doesn't have more than the meaning or the same meaning. That there is right now a new topic, a trending topic, for example, which is no estimate. So we focus a lot of time on estimate in an Agile with story points, cycle time, whatever. And now that there is a new field that say no estimate. But because I'm spending too much time estimating and I don't have that value in return. Maybe it works for you. Drop no more useful practice when you see that per goal this is reached and you don't need it anymore. But just to recap, Agile is more than a set of practices. You are not doing Agile if you are, okay, daily stand-up, I'm doing, yes. Iteration plan, yes. No, this is not Agile. Agile is something more. It's a mindset. It's a culture. So my suggestion is be Agile. I'm done. Thank you. I'm Marco Trincardi. I work as an Agile coach at its purpose, and that's it. If you have questions, I'm here.